God bless Mom, America, apple pie, and collegiate sports.
Right on. I can live without baseball, and with the proper therapy, can even handle the fact that the football season is over. Just don't touch my college basketball.
Bethesda has finally released the sequel to one of the greatest cult computer games ever. NCAA 2 is still the game it used to be, but boy, does it look better.
I have no idea why basketball games are so scarce on the PC. I could fill an entire article with complaints.
Do that some other time. We've come to discuss NCAA 2.
Alrighty then. First, we've got to hand it to Bethesda. Road to the Final Four really needed a sequel, and they delivered it. Keeping up with the times, they've given the game engine a complete overhaul and spiced up the graphics something fierce.
Yeah, the game really does look nice, especially in high res. Keeping the animation fluid is tough when everything's moving at once, though. And unless you have a super-duper machine, you will become disoriented at times.
There are ways to get around that, though. You can choose different camera angles and game speeds to preserve your sanity.
Speaking of sanity, they don't call it March Madness for nothing. While you can play one-on-one exhibition games, NCAA 2 is centered around the NCAA Men's Division I basketball tournament. The best way to play is to choose one or more of the 64 teams involved and coach them as far as you can. All the rosters from the 1994 tournament teams are included.
You can play as any of the teams?
Yep. Each team has its own authentic logo and uniform color, too.
What about the individual players?
Players are rated in up to 13 categories and can be edited and saved.
Just think what I could do with Syracuse.
You like Syracuse?
Do I like Syracuse? Of course. Don't you?
Yeah, sure. Go Orange Men! You can really fiddle around with the tournament rules. Shot clocks, 5-second violations, and other important aspects of the game can be experimented with.
Have you ever been to a Syracuse home game?
Yes, actually. I saw them beat St. John's a few years back.
You did? I hate you.
You can also rearrange the 1994 tournament by changing where each team is seeded. That way, if you really wanted to, you could make one bracket exceptionally difficult and make the others almost non-competitive. Can you say free ride?
Here we are on the court, playing as Syracuse, of course. Playing is fairly straightforward. Button 1 shoots and blocks, and Button 2 passes and steals.
That's the good news. The bad news is that Button 2, when held down, also initiates play-calling mode. I guess they had to do this because many joysticks only have 2 buttons, but it can become frustrating when you want to pass and accidentally call a play, especially when you didn't want to call.
The substitution screen can be accessed during timeouts and sub-calls. Each player is listed by position so you know who can go in for who. Also, fatigue levels are shown numerically here and graphically on the court, so you know when to sub.
Just like real life, players start playing poorly when they get tired, so sub often, especially if you have a talented roster.
Like the Orangemen?
Sure, like the Orange Men. Whatever. I'm sure I speak for both of us when I say that I like this game, and I'll probably keep it on my hard drive for a while. But I'm disappointed with the on-court controls. There's too many possibilities for error.
I think that you'll get used to NCAA 2 once you own it and play it a lot, but yeah, it certainly is tricky to play it first. Coaching is easy and fun right off the bat though, and it's great to be able to play your favorite teams. I won't say who mine is.
That's good. Don't.